Let me holler at y'all real quick, man, because I got a question. Is college still worth it to you guys? The average cost for college is about $42 to $47,000 a year. After interest, years, decades of interest, it's probably going to be a little bit over $200,000. Is it still worth it? I don't think so. I just don't think so. If somebody gave me two choices, you could either go to college or take $200,000. I'm taking that $200,000 and I'm making the craziest run you ever seen in your life. All right. I don't care if I start a business, if I invest it, if I go to trade school. I'm going to anywhere but but to screw you over university. And it's just kind of wild to me that like we keep sending kids through the shredder. Just just kid after kid. 200,000, 200,000, 200,000. And like a lot of kids are coming out and they're doing great, right? They're going to school for nursing, for STEM, for IT. They're going to school for cybersecurity, going to school for, all kinds of crap. They're becoming pharmacists. And then you have the other kids that have 4-year degrees in psychology and they come out making $40,000 a year, or they can't find a job at all. Even worse, you have the kids that can't find anything at all, like no chance in hell of getting a job because they went to an art school, right? And so they want to work for Gucci and they dreamed of being a fashion designer their whole life. And instead of them taking out a small business loan and just betting on themselves and taking out a loan for $45, $50, $75,000, they went to a designer school. They went to a fashion school, right? And they come out of college and no one wants to hire them because they have no experience. But they could have just started their own small business and made their own purses, made their own jackets, could have made their own pillow and blanket line, whatever it is they wanted to do, they could have done. But instead they went to the 4-year, man, and they kind of crushed their own dream because nobody really told them that was an option. Or even how that process even starts, like how to start an LLC, how to, fill out a 1099, all of that. I just feel like, we're just kind of just setting our kids up for failure because these guidance counselors, when they were 18 years old, they didn't have Google. They didn't have Reddit. They didn't have Coursera. They didn't have Pluralsight. They didn't have YouTube. They didn't have any of these online learning platforms. They didn't have boot camps. There's so many different options for you to get information for free. And you could become a specialist in a one specific area, whether it's technology, whether it's coding, building websites, cybersecurity. It could be anything, guys. Like, honestly. And they're really not properly informing these kids that that's an option. Instead, they're like, oh, no, you're going to have to go to college. I'm really paranoid about my credit score and about my financial flexibility. When I took out this car note, I dang near had a heart attack. Because I was like, man, I'm going to have to pay off $20,000. It's something I still struggle with, and it weighs heavy on my mind all the time. This car note is like I'm Batman, and like this car note is like the Joker. I be going through it with this car note every single month, 454, slapping it down on the table. And I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I want my baby to be safe, so it's worth it, right? But I can't imagine owing $180,000 to anyone for anything besides a mortgage. And even then, I'm going to be stressing about the mortgage. The way I think about it, this car note is just prepping me for me owning the house because I'm going to owe a lot of money there. I have a debt issue. I have a crippling fear of debt. It just gives me anxiety. I hate it. But if I owe somebody 180 bands, oh my God, I'd probably jump off a bridge with center blocks tied to my feet. Like, my goodness. I just couldn't, man. It's crazy. It sounds crazy to me. Unless you're in STEM or you're an engineer or, in some field where it's really lucrative, where you can, you're projected to make 60 to 70,000 within the next 3 or 4 years, then okay, it's worth it. You've got great growth. You've got great opportunities to have raises and promotions and bonuses. Go for it, but a lot of people are just getting put through the grinder, and they don't have a lot to show for it. And I feel bad for those kids, man. That's why this is such a hot topic right now with this political season that's coming up, because Gen Z is going to have to start paying back interest. They're going to have to start making payments. It's going to get crazy outside because you got these Fortune 500 companies laying off seasoned professionals, in multiple different industries. So you got people that are just now graduating going against seasoned vets that just got let go. People who had 10 years at these corporations, managers, vice presidents, all getting laid off. And then you got these people that are still wet behind the ears that have no experience going against these people for the same job. craziness. And then on top of that, unfortunately, AI is really affecting the job market. So people might go to college 4 or 5 years ago for a certain job or for a certain career, and now it's obsolete because we could just get a computer to do it. So now you're screwed. I just can't justify going to college. It's just tough. It's just tough. Unless you're in STEM or it's lucrative, you have good opportunity. You have a great opportunity to make more money and to progress. I say don't go, or give yourself some time. Get your CDL. Find a different area in the trade or a different field to make some money, and then circle back. Let me know what you guys think, because the cost of living now is crazy. You go to the grocery store, you spend $50 on snacks. I went to the grocery store, had some chips, some Doritos, some salsa, might have got some crackers and some little other stuff, some grapes. It's like $45, $50. I'm like, bro, this isn't even a real grocery run. You try to rent an apartment, and these people are going to have to experience the same thing now that they graduated, because they want to move out their mom's house, right? Because you can't bring shorties back to the crib and be like, oh yeah, this is my mom. Like, you don't want to be doing that. You want your own spot. It's going to be $1,400 a month, right? So you got $1,400 a month for rent. Oh, you got to have wheels, right? Average car payment is about $500 for a used car, about $700-800 for a new car. But we'll say you got a used car. $1,400 for rent, $450 for a vehicle. So now we're at $1,800, and then tack on another $400 for your student loan payment. That's $2,200. You ain't put gas in the car. It's not including insurance. Your brand new iPhone, because everyone's got to have an iPhone. You can't have the 3G because you got to have 5G, especially with the hotspot. Got to have that hotspot. So now you're at like $2,400. Like, wow. You ain't even buy clothes. You ain't even put clothes on yet. You spend $2,500 a month. And I feel like this is the issue with going to college. It's not the fact that going to college is bad. It's the consequence of paying it back. Learning should not cost that much. Let's not gatekeep knowledge here. And that's why I'm a big fan of Google. I be Googling my behind off. I'll read. I'll Google, Reddit, Coursera. I'll ask a million questions in different Reddit groups. Use Reddit groups if you ever have questions about a specific area of study or a subject or an industry. These seasoned professionals will come in, and they love chatting about what they do for a living, and they'll lay it out for you. And then you can just Google everything you don't know. Hey, how can I do this job? These skills are needed. Okay, where can I find these skills to get this job? Oh, you go here, here, and here. Okay, cool. Some places like Coursera, you might have to pay a monthly fee. Might be like $20. Might be $40, $50. There are other online learner platforms like Pluralsight. Might be like a couple $100, but that's still cheaper than $180,000. I'm gonna be honest with you. Big fan of online courses. But yeah, that's my personal opinion, man. I just can't justify it. I might be wrong. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not perfect, as you guys know. As you guys can see on my channel. but yeah, man, I just can't justify college. I'm gonna be honest with you. We definitely going for that scholarship, son. If you watching this, Daddy love you, but man, but I don't know. You gonna have to go to the military or something. Who knows? The military is also a great option. People hate to hear that and love bagging on the military, but you get three hot meals. You get benefits because afterwards when you leave. You also learn a lot. You get a lot of training inside the military, especially if it's like in IT or in tech, and you learn a lot, and it just gives you a good buffer period. And when you come out, you can then go to college on the military's dime. That's a great option. But I almost went to the military. I almost did that. But I'll talk to you guys about that in another video. But I hope you guys have a great day, man. It's just the reality of the situation. We just keep pushing kids into the shredder. Just, I don't know. It's got to stop. It's really got to stop. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below, and please subscribe. Peace.